Don't let the cute teddy bear fool you because it's pretty scary. It can stack security cards in a way that you'll never imagine, just like trap cards. Okay, Digi-Egg cards. It is a black-based deck after all, so Pagumon with the BT13 with the on deletion revealing top card. If it's black Digimon, you get to add it to your hand. It's still the best one overall. You do have a bit of on deletion effects going on in this deck sometimes. Not a lot of times, but it's just really generally just the best black Digi-Egg at the moment. So let's move into the rookies now. We're actually playing 4 copies of the promo Doraemon. It has a security effect. At the end of battle, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a black Digimon card with a play cost 4 or less, you get to play it for free. And afterwards, you get to add this card to your hand. Really, really good value because it has a lot of synergy and combos with this particular deck, which is kind of strange, but it actually works out very nicely. Then we have 4 copies of the BT6 Chukurimon. Security effect again. De-Digivolve one on your opponent's Digimon after the battle. Very, very simple. You guys might be noticing that we're playing quite a lot of security effect rookies. You might be wondering why. Don't worry, we'll get into it later on. Chukurimon, we also play 2 copies of this one. All turns, players can't reduce play costs, just to, you know, floodgate against the meta, depending on what it is. Just a really good black generic staple to have as well. We have 3 copies of Toy Agumon right here. Reboot as inheritable, again, a very standard staple, which is kind of nice. Keep in mind, guys, this card did get reprinted in RB01, so if you're building Monzaemon and ShinMonzaemon, this card is also accessible in this set, which is fantastic. And then let's now move into our level 4s. 4 copies of the brand new yellow and black Numemon right here. It has a on deletion effect, revealing the top 3 cards of your deck. You get to add 1 card with Monzaemon in its name and 1 card with Numemon in its name among them to your hand, and you get to place the rest back in the bottom of your deck in any order. It has an inheritable of opponent's turn. While this Digimon has Monzaemon or Numemon in its name, it gains blocker. So this brand new Numemon right here is actually a core searcher of the deck, which is really, really important. And speaking of Numemon, we're actually going to be getting more Numemon support and Monzaemon support in future sets. And this deck is going to get even stronger, which is going to be pretty crazy. Definitely subscribe, turn on that notification bell right now to stay tuned. And if you guys want to see early updated deck lists and drafts, which I posted this particular deck already quite a while ago, definitely join the AVAULT Club because I just really appreciate the support. And not only that, you get to see all the other decks and all my entire arsenal as well. So definitely check it out. Then we get to bring back the older Numemon right here, BT2 Numemon. Very simple, 3 cost to hard drop, 1 to Digivolve. This is really useful when it helps to climb the Digivolution stack, but we're also mainly playing it for the Numemon name at the moment, just because of how important it is with the archetype. Moving on next, 4 copies of Garemon, a very good, fantastic 3 cost level 4 that you can hard drop to trash 1 card with Numemon, Sukumon, or Nanimon, or Edamon its name. We only play Numemon specifically, so by trashing Numemon, we get to draw 2 cards. Itself is also counted as a Numemon, so it's very, very nice. Again, we're playing for the whole name and synergy of the deck overall. That's the whole reason why it's here. Level 5s, let's talk about the brand new Monzaemon right here. It costs 4 to Digivolve on top of regular yellow, but you do want to utilize its alternative Digivolution condition to Digivolve for 3 on top of a Numemon and name that's level 4. That is exactly why we play a whole bunch of Numemons, because all our level 4s can Digivolve into this guy super easily. It actually has a on-play effect as well. By placing 1 Digimon card with Numemon's name from your trash to the bottom of this Digivolution card, basically sliding it under, you get to gain 2 memory, effectively making this a 5 hard play cost, which is kind of memory efficient just for a level 5 outright like that. It also has on-play when Digivolving effect. Afterwards, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 DP and gains security -1 until the end of their turn. Not only that, it has an inheritable, giving your top end, as long as it's Monzaemon or Numemon in its name, security +1 during your turn as well. So really important key card, really, really strong, powerful level 5 that you do want to see as often as you can as you build into your stack. So definitely a 4 of no matter what. Then, for more Monzaemon stuff, I think the only other best Monzaemon to actually be playing is Warrior Monzaemon right here. It also has a 5 cost drop. It's pretty interesting how we're seeing a comeback of this all the way back from BT5 and seeing its usage. For now, it also has a 2 Digivolve cost. Again, really efficient when you synergize it with your Numemon to Digivolve for 1 and then Digivolve this for 2. You can climb through into your level 6 very quickly with this particular deck. And yeah, that's the other Monzaemon that you want to play, because as you get into your level 6s, we're playing the brand new 4 copies of ShinMonzaemon right here. This card does a whole lot of things, really incredible. It does cost 5 to Digivolve, but again, you're gonna use its alternative Digivolution condition to Digivolve for 4 on top of a Numemon or Monzaemon that's level 5 in its name. Now, when Digivolving, place all level 3 Digimon on the board, both player sides, to the top of their security stack in any order. Then all of your opponent's level 4 or higher Digimon gain minus 3000 DP and security -1 until the end of their turn. So this can actually kind of clear boards, not only just clearing like lower end boards. What you want to do is you can now realize why we play a whole bunch of level 3 rookies is because we can set them up, putting back and recover all the way our security and make it massive. And they're gonna have to go through all those bombs one at a time in order to get through before, defeating you basically. Then it has a second effect. When attacking by trashing one card with Numemon its name underneath its sources, you get to send one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of their security stack face down. This is a fantastic removal tool, really, really strong and really powerful. There's barely any protection against this. So this is what makes ShinMonzaemon incredibly strong and powerful. And again, I can't wait for the new support to make it even more consistent than it currently is. And then last but not least, for level 7s, we just like to run 2 Shine Gray Monzaemon modes. Not necessary. If you guys want to play other cards, you can definitely play other Tamers Options, which we'll get into it a little bit later on. Shine Gray Mon is just really good in terms of like, covering the board if you ever need to. Since you do a lot of minusing DP effects, it's just nice. You can always easily Digivolve into ShinMonzaemon if you ever need to, again, like I mentioned, just to like control the board even more, and that's about it. Then let's talk about our Tamers. 2 copies of Izzy, main memory Tamer of the deck, still really good standard black staple that you want to see as often as you can. Potentially you can even play for 3 costs instead if you do reveal all top 3 black cards so that you can gain a memory back. Then we have Analog Youth. Ideally, I would actually play Black Memory Boost. However, Black Memory Boost isn't able to help you search your Monzaemon cards, which are mainly just full yellow, as well as ShinMonzaemon. Therefore, Analog View is your alternative searcher, and being able for 2 costs is kind of nice. It does trash some of your cards, but that's totally fine. Then it also has the Alterns effect when it sort of synergizes with your on-deletion stuff, which you do have a couple here and there, which can be helpful and useful, but otherwise, that's really mainly what it's for, just to search. Let's move into our options now. We actually got 4 copies of Cootie's Kick. When you use this card, if you have a Black Tamer, you get to reduce the cost by 1, so having it alongside with Izzy was always fantastic. What this card is all about is basically making your Numemon gain an effect of on deletion. You get to gain 3 memory until the end of the opponent's turn, and it cannot be blocked when it's attacking. So really, really powerful card. You can gain a lot of memory out of this, and the security effect is also fantastic because it lets you play one Black Digimon card with a play cost 3 or less among them without paying the memory cost as well. So again, yeah, Numemon's signature move, Numemon Deck, only makes sense to have it. Then last but not least, 3 copies of Pride Memory Boost. Again, we play a lot of low cost stuff in this deck, so seeing this in early stages of the game, we can easily play more stuff, have more value, delay gain 2 memory for combos is really all it's all about. So I don't really have any other tech options for this particular build just because I'm waiting for the BT13 support coming in. So once again, guys, definitely subscribe, turn on the notification bell to stay tuned for it, and comment down below if you guys have any suggestions. Love to hear it for sure. All right, combos and how to play the ShinMonzaemon deck. Ideally, when it comes to mulligan in your hand, you do want to see your level 3s and you do want to build your stack, but otherwise, seeing all your 3 cost drops that are level 4 or lower is always great as well, so you can hard play them, which is totally fantastic. And otherwise, yeah, you want to build your stack because towards eventually you want to keep cycling through cards through Digivolving to get access to your ShinMonzaemon, because there's not a whole lot of search power when it comes to this deck. So let's show you guys how it's done. Ideally, of course you hatch your egg, which is your Pagumon. You would really want to be Digivolving your Toy Agumon in most cases just because it gives you that inheritable. These guys right here, Chikurimon and Dorumon, you actually want to be hard playing them in the early stages of the game as much as you can. Now, very important though, usually you would use your rookies to chip against your opponent's security. You actually might not want to in this deck because you actually want to keep them on board and then you'll synergize with ShinMonzaemon later on, because if they're not on board, you're not getting as much value overall. You're actually kind of going for a long stall a little bit with this strategy of the deck sometimes, but that's totally fine. Anyways, you Digivolve into Numemon for 1 cost. This is more effective and efficient, and that's why you Digivolve into more Monzaemon. If not, you Digivolve into Monzaemon if you're ever in outside of the battle area. So eventually, again, you're cycling through cards. These Numemons and this Garurumon, you just hard play so you can draw and then, more cards, search more stuff if you ever need to. This Numemon, anything that's level 4, you can go ahead and chip, no problem with that. Otherwise, you can Digivolve on top like this as well to stack inheritables if you ever need to. So a lot of versatility on how you want to be playing it. Now, once you see your ShinMonzaemon, this is what you really want to be doing, because whether you have the Monzaemon or War Monzaemon, you Digivolve on top of either one of them. Then when Digivolving, you place all level 3 cards into the security stack. This is why all of these will have security effects, because then once you place them at the top, you get to set up your traps against your opponents. This is why Chikurimon especially is really good, because that basically sets the board, sets up your security to be a trap and a bomb. As soon as your opponent swings in, they have to play around that. They do know the information though, but it makes it way harder for them to play around because of that. And then now with ShinMonzaemon, you do want to make sure you have a Numemon in the source underneath, which is why sometimes you might play this Monzaemon and you might tuck away a Numemon underneath because of its secondary effect. Now everything else that the opponent has that's level 4 or higher will have minus 3000 DP and minus security 1 for the turn. So you actually kind of am stalling out a little bit. There's not a whole lot of aggression when it comes to this deck, but thanks to the Monzaemon Inheritable, you do get security +1. So when you attack, and this is when you want to think about utilizing the secondary effect of ShinMonzaemon very carefully. Because if your opponent has something that's really strong on the board, then you do want to utilize the second effect to trash away the Numemon, so then you can set that Digimon to the security stack to the bottom and get rid of it just like that. So you only really get to use this once. You don't really get to use it as many times just for this particular combo and this particular build at the moment until we get more support. Therefore, very important on how you choose and how to use it. It's a very powerful removal tool and you get one chance, so make it count. So that's kind of how you want to be playing it. And very simple. Otherwise, once these guys come out, then you just want to continue chipping away your opponent's security a little bit whenever you can and sort of like just take down like that. If you ever have Cuties Kick, it's always great to use a combo with your Numemon, so then you can play for less. If you ever do have like a Black Tamer established, which would be your Izzy right here, and then you can like swing. If it gets deleted, get to gain memory back, continue to make more plays. So quite a little bit of funky stuff, which is kind of fun. Again, that's really how you want to sort of like set up, build a strong security with all those level 3s in the early stages of the game as much as you can. Slow down the game pace so that you have enough time for yourself to swing at your opponent bit by bit and win just like that. Now, if you want to see some epic gameplay of some poop action versus booger action and the teddy bear in it, then be sure to watch this gameplay video right here, right now. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are. See you in the next video. And this is AVAULT signing out.